Assalamu alaikum, my name is Alham Mansoor and I'm from the future. Steins Gate 0, the sequel to Steins Gate, has been released in April 2018 and I forgot to make a video on the original Steins Gate. So I traveled back in time to make a video on Steins Gate. Steins Gate is a 2011 anime series created by Bytefox Studio, based on 5PP and Nitro Plus's visual novel and video game called Steins Gate. The plot and characters. The series is set in 2010. The series follows the adventures of Rintaro Okabe or Halloween Kayoma, self-proclaimed mad scientist, as he and his friends, who are members of the Future Gadgets Laboratory, which is basically Okabe's apartment, invent a time machine, through which they can send text messages back in time and thus changing the future. There is a lot more to it than that, but that is the condensed version. Many people say that the first 9 episodes of this series are very slow in terms of story progression, but I actually really loved them. The first 2 episodes start out in a very unusual fashion, holding back all the information and only introducing us to the main characters. But I knew from the very beginning that we would get all the answers by the end of the series, and which we did. The following episodes developed the personalities and the interactions of the characters and let loose some plot threads that would be essential to the story later. After that, the plot kicks into high gear and you're just like, the story goes through many twists and turns and you just feel bad for Okabe's character and what he has to go through. Even with the subject matter of time travel, the story itself is very small scale, containing only a small cast of characters and locations. The characters themselves are pretty cliched, but what the story is going for, they do their role pretty well. They are pretty likable characters, but it is mainly Okabe's story and he is the main character. So, the story overall is great. The animation. The series presents a unique art style in the very first episode of the series, which fits the tone of the series perfectly. The animation is nothing spectacular, but it is what is needed for the story. And it does become dynamic and fluid when it needs to. So the art style is great and the animation is surface-level. Rewatchability. You get all the answers by the end of the series and then you have to rewatch it so that you're like, oh, so that's what that means. The music. Except for the theme song and one other theme, the music isn't really memorable or even that present. But again, the story doesn't really need it. Final remarks. The series is great. It has a great story and it makes you feel like a member of the Future Gadgets Lab. It has a couple minor flaws, but those can easily be ignored. So I highly recommend the series, especially for time travel fanatics. So comment down below what you thought of the series and Khuda Hafiz. Yeah, still no sponsored content or a Patreon, so just subscribe.